are you? Minister of propaganda?
Before we dive into this video, guys, I think it's very important that people understand that both sides of the aisle can actually release propaganda. Both sides of the aisle, by the way, with that propaganda, they always put the people that they want actually in office. They put the leaders in that they want. And oftentimes those leaders are not very, very good. You see, they're people that nobody really truly wants, or maybe they play to the crowd, or maybe they grift off of somebody else, or maybe they just tell you what the hell they're going to do to make you feel satisfied so that way they can get your vote. Now, guys, what I'm talking about here is I'm talking about these RINOs, and that's the reason why the video thumbnail was simply titled Beware of RINOs. That's why the title of this video is Beware of Neocons and RINOs come 2022. The reason why I'm bringing this up is, of course, you got the focal point again. How many times have I got to make videos on Dan Crenshaw? Also, Ann Coulter, she's back in the news again because of her stupid statement on, yeah, the previous president is done and has no absolute chance. But I want to talk to you guys a bit about both of them and why it is they relate to the situation that we've got right now. You see, as you guys know, we have supply chain issues. We have an extremely weak president. We have vaccine mandates. We have portions of the nation that are not free and portions of the nation that, for the most part, are free. Cite Florida, for example, versus California. Cite Texas versus New York, if you guys understand where I'm going at with this right here. Now, guys, before we dive into this video, I'll let you guys know right quick. There's another video that I had to screen record that I'm going to be placing in the description box or the comment section of this video. I'm also going to be placing a link to my second channel, Commander 33, in the comments as well. And I want you guys to go ahead and give that video a chance. My Putin's Endgame video will be coming out on Thursday. This video here will be coming out, of course, today at about 4 o'clock Eastern time. As I'm recording this video, it's about 3 o'clock Eastern time right now. It takes me about like a minute or two to edit it. But as you guys can see, this video will be out later on today. But I want to talk a little bit about Dan Crenshaw's rough week. And I also want to talk about the stupid takes of Ann Coulter. Now, guys, before we dive into this, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys share the video. Sign off in the comment section. One more thing, too. Only about 34.1% of you guys have watched the content or subscribe. So make sure you guys hit that red subscribe button. And one last thing. The video that I screen recorded from Twitter, I'm going to be placing that video in the comments or the description box as one. I want you guys to actually click on that video to see if it actually works, okay? I'm pretty sure it will, but I want you to get there for future reference and also watch the video because there's a little bit further explanation on Dan Crenshaw coming from someone not named John Claymore. And let's go ahead and dive into this. So Dan Crenshaw had a pretty rough week. Now, these two videos right here are compilations of two separate videos, one where he got into it with an elderly gentleman, and one, of course, where he got into it with an 11-year-old little girl. Let's go ahead and roll this.
Jesus is a hero archetype. Superman is a hero archetype. Real characters, too. I could name 1,000. Rosa Parks, Ronald Reagan, end quote. I can't wrap my head around this.
Well, I'll help you. Put a period after the word Jesus and don't question my faith.
Wow.
Okay, that's...
Wow. 10-year-old girl. Way to go, guy.
There's...
You moron.
Look.
Yeah, you don't talk to a kid like that. Yeah, boo.
Don't question my faith.
Oh, okay.
You guys can ask questions about all of these things and I will answer them. But don't question my faith.
I can question your faith if this is what you said.
That's... I mean, you can read the quote again. But nowhere in that quote am I saying Jesus is not real. That's a ridiculous statement.
So you say I attack Marjorie worse than I attack AOC. Well, that's insane, I think, to say.
Well, why are you attacking Marjorie at all?
Well, because I responded to her, sir. She attacks me constantly, seeking my attention. And I responded once. And you make it seem like I'm just attacking her out of the blue. There's actually been a lot. This is actually another good thing to debunk lately, because people are like, why is he picking fights with everybody on our own side? No. I only respond. When you hit me, I'll hit you back. I am a SEAL, after all.
Yes.
Now, when somebody slanders me in public, I'm going to respond. And Marjorie does that on a very consistent basis. There's no two ways about it. I'm not your typical politician.
We know.
I will not come here. I will not pander. I will not do all the. I will not say the things just because I know how easy it is.
So
to say the things that
respectfully,
you want to hear.
I want a statesman. I don't want a politician. I'm a big supporter of yours 2 years ago. for whatever reason you've lost that support. I am the SD4 chairman.
Okay.
I'm working against you.
Thank you.
But I want to respect your military service, and I want you to come back to be where no one in this room questions your concerns. There's a lot of people who are questioning it. Why? There's things you say and do.
11-year-old girl, Dan? Really? Now, look, I understand you getting upset over the controversy with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, I have heard that she is a little bit aggravating, but, and like I said in the previous video, the jury to me is still a little bit, I need to see a little bit more from her. However, though, when you're talking about using FEMA to replace healthcare workers and distribute vaccines and all that stuff right there, I mean, some alarms kind of go off in the back of my mind. Or how about the fact that an 11-year-old girl is asking you about something that you said on a Jocko Willenick's podcast? They're really quick, guys, about Dan Crenshaw. I got to stress this point every time. I'm a veteran too, just like Dan Crenshaw, but holy crap, man, when your brother's wrong, your brother's wrong. I mean, holy shit. By the way, what about this tweet right here where you're talking about Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, the two people who have done more to hurt Trump supporters and conservatives than they have Democrats? I mean, what the hell is this right here? As you guys can see, Robert Barnes and multiple others are basically just calling you a Democrat because, Dan, at the end of the day, you pretty much are. I don't know if you know this or not, Dan, but the Republican base, man, and by the way, that little video I'm going to leave in the comments or in the description box for you guys talks a lot about that. It's Alex, I can't remember what Alex's last name is, like Bershowitz or something like that. He talked about this issue and how Dan really just wants to run for the Senate in 2024. We don't need any more John McCains. Now, guys, really, really quick, John McCain as a person, as an actual veteran, I had no problem with that right there, dude. And like I said, I respect his service, okay? But when you get a chance to kill Obamacare, which was something completely destructive to this country, and you choose not to do that out of spite for the current for what was then President Trump, when you get pissed off, you take money from the guy in 2008 and you get his endorsement and then throw his supporters under the bus in 2016. When you hold that type of a grudge, I mean, what type of irritable son of a bitch goes to his grave looking to completely blow up an entire bill? I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, I said that right there. And then his fat-ass daughter goes out there and she completely betrays conservatives on The View every day and then turns right back around and gets her ass completely destroyed on The View every day. Very, very useless person Meghan McCain is. And John McCain was just as useless as a senator. Ask Razorfist, Rageaholic. I mean, go check out his channel. He's done multiple videos on this right here, the trueness of the actual Arizona GOP. But Wendy Rodgers is 100% correct when she said that weak-kneed Republicans need to go. But it's not just weak-kneed Republicans. It's also fakes. Let me just go ahead and let Wendy Rodgers remind you guys of what I mean.
The weak-kneed Republicans who sold us out. Always remember them and make sure we vote them out of office. The Crenshaws, the Kinsingers, the Maces, they all need to go.
100% correct. You see, these establishment neocons, their entire purpose is to continue to keep us basically enthralled in some type of war, some type of conflict. Useless conflicts that don't really make any sense. Yeah, okay, I was kind of adjusting the camera while I was talking. But you see, the thing about it is that these same Republicans are the same ones at the drop of a hat that would just go out of their way to just throw you under the bus. They're the same type of people who push the Patriot Act on us. They're the same type of people who are trying to use FEMA to distribute all these vaccines and everything. They're not exactly for freedom, okay? They're really kind of sort of the, how do I say, they're secretly fascist, both on the right and both on the left too. By the way, fascism, I got to make this point. Fascism is actually of the left. You see, it was Giovanni Gentili who brought this notion to Benito Mussolini, and they were both actual leftists. So fascism actually came from the left. But as I said before, secretly, that's what Dan Crenshaw is all about. Secretly, that's what these rhino cons are about. They're about more and more control and expanding government as well. George W. Bush expanded the hell out of government. Barack Obama expanded it even bigger. I don't see where Dan Crenshaw and these guys are actually going to shrink the size of government. And if anything, their influence is just going to keep us more and more involved in stupid wars, and we're going to lose more and more freedoms at home because of their narrow-minded thinking. You guys see what I'm trying to say here. Absolutely correct. We need to get all the weak-kneed Republicans out. We need to get actual strong conservatives in there, actual people who want to put the country first, or we need to put more libertarian-leaning people in there who are not okay with the idea of just handing out money to everybody. We need to actually put strong conservatives in place and not these establishment shills. Now, guys, really quick, I promised that I would be talking about Ann Coulter as well at the beginning of the video. I'm going to speak about Ann Coulter here in a second. So she goes up there to the Hill and she tells the Hill, which, by the way, the Hill tries to pride itself on a publication that's independent. Not so fast. The Hill is based out of Washington, D.C., and on their shows that they have, the Hill has never had any real conservative voices up there. When Buck Sexton left, they only had people like Cenk Uygur and Kyle Kulinski and a bunch of left-wing morons. And of course, they had Saagar Engeti, who claimed to be a conservative, but we all know that Saagar is also a traitor too and not very bright. Cite Stephen Michael Davis's channel. He spoke about Saagar very, very perfectly and how Saagar is really just a giant moron and a liar. But back to Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter railed in 2012 against anybody not named Mitt Romney. Now, I understand why she wanted Mitt Romney to be the nominee, but the entire time that he was running, he wasn't exactly inspiring. You see, if we had gone with Rick Santorum in 2012, we probably would not have beaten Obama, but at the same time, you would be able to keep the evangelical base intact. Romney was a Mormon and was not exactly enduring. By the way, I'm not trying to upset Mormons or anything. I'm just mentioning that there's a difference between Mormons and evangelicals, and it was not exactly as endearing. Trump was able to excite the entire evangelical base in 2016, and for the most part in 2020. Mitt Romney did not do that. If you'd have gone with Santorum, you'd have had that base. If you'd have done that right there with Newt Gingrich, you might have gotten that base, which, by the way, is evangelical base, and you might have even got some of the establishment shields as well, because Newt came from there. He knew how to run a campaign, even though, well, Newt has problems, but for the most part, Newt was a very, very smart guy. But Ann Coulter railed the entire time, and because of her, we got stuck with Mitt Romney. She was on Sean Hannity every night saying, bring on Mitt Romney, Mitt Romney, Mitt Romney. You guys get the point. Even to, I think, a week or two right before the election, she said, we don't even need people to show up in Ohio. We've already got Ohio won. Romney suddenly stopped campaigning. I mean, the bitch literally sucked Mitt Romney's, can't say it because YouTube will find a way to keep this video out of the algorithm for more than an entire year. As a matter of fact, 2 years if you count 2011. And anytime that she runs her mouth, you guys need to take it with a grain of salt. Also, something else, too. This goes back to that book, In Trump We Trust, that she wrote when Trump was running for office. She did that there in the hopes that Trump would not become the nominee, and Trump magically became the nominee. Have you ever heard of guys who voted for Donald Trump or supported Donald Trump at one time having Trump derangement syndrome, like Mike Cernovich, for example, who's completely thrown under the bus? Matt Walsh was never really truly an actual supporter of his, and neither was Ben Shapiro. They were both. Shapiro actually didn't vote in 2016, and then he fair-weatherly voted in 2020, but he was very, very quick to throw Trump under the bus after Trump came out of office. Same thing with Chris Christie, same thing with all these neocons. Like I said, don't listen to Ann Coulter, don't listen to any of these people when it comes to picking your nominee. And on that note right there, let me just go ahead and end by saying this right here. You know the woman is batshit crazy when she writes a book called Demonic while looking like a crack whore, while at the same time writing a book called In Trump We Trust while he's running for president, gets elected 2 months into office, throws him under the bus because he can't get a deal done 2 months into office. Very, very irrational person. Guys, John Claymore, if you like the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video, sign up in the comment section, and I will see you guys later.